Hello and welcome to the YouTube channel of mprugs.com. Hope you and your family are doing well. In today's video, I'm going to be showcasing a unique type of a Persian rug, one where there seems to be a whole lot of fringes that are missing, but this is actually the way they are made. And I'm going to explain to you that and also tie this in with one of the most common types of questions that I've been getting from viewers, and that has to do with how to identify handmade carpets. So one of the most common ways for those of us that are in the rug industry, for those of you that are knowledgeable, you will know this, and that has to do with the fringes. 9 out of 10 times we can look at a fringe of a rug and we can tell the type of rug it is, whether it is Indian, Persian, Chinese, Turkish, just by basically looking at the fringes. It's like a 90% of times where we can also tell whether it's handmade or machine made. So in this video, I'm going to briefly, this is something that I have also covered in other videos, but in this video, I'm going to briefly give you a few pointers about different types of Persian handmade rugs. I'm sorry, not Persian rugs, handmade rugs. And more importantly, I'm going to choose different rugs from different countries. But I also wanted to take a moment and showcase something to you that many of you, you may have seen them and never gave it a second thought. And that has to do with, for example, we have an oval rug right here. And you notice fringes all the way around. After all, this is a handmade. In this case, we have a pure silk Gom Persian rug. Absolutely gorgeous piece. This is a kind of showpiece rug that a lot of my clients, they get as decor rugs. But I'm going to also step out real quick. Two other pieces. One of them, for example, is a round one. And you will notice it has, just like you would expect, fringes along the entire side, all the way around. Really nice piece. And then we have also, and this is, I specifically got this piece. This was supposed to be, I think, an oval Tabriz rug. This is also a genuine Persian rug. But as I oftentimes talk about, um, yeah, it's not exactly oval, is it? And this is, as you can see by the pictures, this is one of the most common things that happen with odd-shaped rugs. This is also why they tend to be not only rare, but also at times more expensive, because the weavers know when they make odd size, odd shaped pieces, there's always a chance that something will happen. Like in the case of the small piece right here, doing the washing, the lower half shrunk differently than the upper half. So you have what I guess you can almost call it like an egg shape. It's not quite as bad as I've seen it in some of the other ones. But this is a perfect example of why, for example, there's not a whole lot of oval pieces. And the same thing with round rugs and everything. But what I thought I'd point out to you guys was there's something unique about handmade carpets. Doesn't matter where in the world they're made. You typically have a rectangular piece. You have fringes at the top and bottom. This is the most common type of a handmade carpet anywhere in the world. But sometimes you also have odd pieces like oval pieces. Or in this case right here, let me just get this round piece out of the way. We have an odd size oval piece right here. And as you can see, the fringes are at the top and the bottom. But in most oval and round rugs, you will see that there are fringes all the way around. So the question then becomes, how do you go from this to this? And the answer is the fringes are added after the rug is completed. Very high skilled weavers. And this is something that you can also do when you, for example, have a rug that has been repaired. Let's say this rug has been on the ground, whether it's been chewed up by pets, typically dogs, or if a vacuum got a hold of it and pulled out some fringes. You can take this to a rug store, and what they will do is you, and very skilled weavers can actually go in here and add fringes. And this is literally what you will have in every round, in every oval, or for example, we have had octagon shaped rugs. Or we have, for example, right now, we have a few absolutely beautiful polygons. These are 16-sided Nain rugs. Same thing. The Nain rugs or the octagon gome rugs or this beautiful oval gome rug has the fringes that were added. This is what the rug looked like when it was completed. Obviously, the shape here is differently. This is a rare piece in that it is long and narrow. This is actually pretty much the first I've ever seen, because this is not something that is typical in any type of a handmade carpet. Normally, the weavers would have gone in and added the fringes by hand along the bottom and the top, and you would not even notice the fact that the fringes were not part of the foundation. The front and back, the fringes are part of the foundation. It goes all the way down along the rug. But on the odd size pieces, they add them afterwards. I wanted to showcase this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get behind the camera. I'm going to showcase to you real quick 4 different countries, and I'm going to let you decide on what you think the country of origin is. I'm going to let you look at the rug, give you a few moments, and then I'm going to let you know what countries it is. So I'm going to see you again here in just a little bit. But before I do, as I oftentimes tell my viewers as well as my clients, if you have questions about any rugs that you may have, you can feel free. Look in the description below. There is a link that shows you what type of pictures I need, the size and the viewing angle and everything. Send me a few pictures of the rug that you have. I'd be more than happy. This is something I got folks asking me about the rugs on a daily basis. This is something I do in my spare time. Also, obvious, if you have any questions about the rugs, you want to see more pictures and all that, if the links are not below in the description, feel free to visit us at mprugs.com. And so obviously also like and subscribe if you enjoy a channel that is all about handmade carpets without the bull and the other nonsense that is oftentimes associated, unfortunately, with the rug trade. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get behind the camera, show you the 4 different rugs. I'm going to test basically your skills and also give you a few pointers on how we can tell the difference. So I'm going to see you guys again here in just a bit. So as I mentioned to you, I got 4 different countries here, but I actually got 5 rugs because I wanted to feature this odd design piece right here. I really don't know what to make of this oval piece. Other than the fact that I think it's a very unique looking runner. This is a type of gome rug that I think for those of you that are passionate about Persian rugs, this is something that obviously you would look at, being that it is such an odd piece. But the main thing about the video was to give you a few pointers. So you know the top one, that's Persian. Talked about it in the intro of the video, so I'm just going to move it aside And I'm also, you're going to see at the very bottom there, looking through, is the oval piece. Now, the oval piece also, as I talked about earlier, pure silk Golden rug, so you know that's a Persian rug. But then you have these three pieces, and they represent probably the most common types of silk rugs that people ask me about. Now, there is one right here on the left, then there is the piece in the middle, the one on the right. What I want you to do is ignore the colors, ignore the designs, ignore everything about the rugs, and simply focus on the fringes. I want you to tell me, we're going to start with this piece right here. I want you to tell me what you think this country, what type of rug is this? And I'm just going to zoom in. This is what, when you take the pictures and send them to me, this is what I hope to see. So I have the corner picture, front and back of the rug. This is one. Then we have the same thing here. Again, front and back. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. You can see this gorgeous quality. Oh, front and back. And then lastly, let me zoom out of that, and we have this carpet right here. Now, all of these are handmade. All of these have what is known as a silk pile. This right here that I'm showing you is one that I am probably getting the most amount of questions on. And again, front and back. So now, what type of rugs are these? Starting right here. This is 100% Chinese made silk hurricane rug. This is what is sold as a hurricane rug, but this is Chinese. This, on top of it, is a genuine Turkish hurricane. Now, the difference between the easiest ways for us to tell the difference is when we look at the knots. Chinese, Turkish. Also, you will notice there is a difference in the quality of the silk. But this is really where the expert comes in. This is where, as a novice, as an owner of a carpet, if you were to ask me, this is something I don't expect you to know, but I certainly expect the experts to be able to look at this. Also, you will notice that the Turkish silk, they typically have these loops on one end. That's a good sign. The Chinese typically don't. So on both sides, they just have strands. So you have Chinese, you have Turkey. Lastly, we have India. This is a cashmere rug and cotton foundation. This is the most asked about type of a knot, and this is where we can tell. Like I said, we look at this rugs, and then underneath again is the Persian, the Gom rug. But when I get pictures and everything, looking at the rugs from, whether it is in this case from the dark side, whether it is from looking from the light side, we can look and we can tell the difference in the types of rugs oftentimes from the way that the piles, well, we call it smiling. Well, I call it smiling back at me. When I look at a rug, when I see the pictures, I can tell a lot of it. But again, the main thing is the fringes oftentimes help. So I thought for those of you that are passionate about rugs, I thought this is something that I get oftentimes asked about, is how you at home, how you can tell the difference between a handmade with the type of handmade carpet that you may have and everything. So this is one of the many videos that I've taken on the subject. So hope this works for you. I'm now just going to come back and say my quick advice. So there was our little video about the different types of rugs, how we identify them, how the fringes are useful to us in terms of being able to determine the source and everything. Hope you enjoyed the video. As I mentioned earlier, if you have questions, feel free to let us know or visit us at MP.